I am Go Via or Go Home, and I would like to welcome you back to another layout update. This is part 4 of my 3.0 layout series. Today we're going to be able to see some trains running. For the first time in a long time, I will be able to run some trains for you, and it'll be a magical experience. I will try to make it magical anyways. But we've got a couple of things to cover as well. A couple of shout outs to a couple other YouTubers. I'm going to start doing that now because there's a lot of guys that do deserve a lot of recognition for the work and their contribution to model railroading, YouTube, and all of us in our everyday lives. So with that, let's get started. Alright guys, so quick little update here. Just want to show basically what I have been working on past couple of days or so. I'm going to start over here. No, those buildings aren't going there, but I did move them. So you notice I did a lot of the brown painting, and I guess I should have done this first, but I felt like going back over it afterwards. Just filling in, because there was a huge gap here between the retaining wall and the actual ground itself. So I put some plaster in there. There was a giant hole here, like a gap. You can still kind of see it, but it'll go away eventually. I just kind of filled that in. There was some gaps over here and behind the wall there. Still, this is like the last piece here that I need to do to connect the entire main line. You'll see I've got my Go train out, so more about that in a minute. I've got some patches here which I'm planning on doing like rock faces, so anywhere where you see the white on the brown there, including there, like I had a retaining wall there, so I just kind of had to fill that in. But yeah, this is all going to be a lot of rock face here. I'm really excited about that. And then I added the second line, so it stopped there before, so I've added track that goes right around behind these tankers, and this is where it stopped. Like I had these switches here, but it connects to here now, so I've got my dual line here that goes across, goes over the bridge, and then goes into the switch there. Pretty neat, right? So it's basically, if this train here is pulling a whole lot here, but there's a train that's coming down and it's already, let's say it's already halfway through, it's going to go this way on this far track here, even though in most cases, because CN owns like the VIA, like the same tracks that VIA uses, and I'm just using this as an example. CN has priority over the tracks. If VIA needs to go that way, they'll hold their position, kind of like this is, and then CN will come and they'll bypass, and then at that point VIA will continue once it's gone. So I've got that done in two places now. So there's that one there that brings me to here. And then I also have this one here that I'm working on right now. So I originally had the one that's closest to the wall going around, goes all the way back and then all the way back up to here. You probably can't even see it. Oh, focus, nice. But I'm just adding this one now. It's not down permanently, just it's tacked down. You can see the little blue ball tacks that I've got there. And then it goes to right there. I've added the feeders. I'm not going to see those, I'm going to hide those after. And because I had to add the last bit of cork there, I'm just waiting on that to dry, then I'll be able to add that entire piece of track to that switch, and it'll be good to go. Coming back over this way, I started doing some kits. I don't really do building kits in the wintertime because I have to paint it, and when I paint it, I paint outside, and you can't paint in the cold. I've learned the hard way. It's not a good idea. That's why that's not painted. That's why that's not painted. But I've got like the, well, what was it called? The salvage yard, scrap yard. I've got the crane thing. I'm still working on it, still building it. This thing's huge. It's, I don't know. It's pretty big. But what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to build like a foot by foot section. So it's going to come out this way. And that's where that's going to go here. And then that's going to go beside it. So basically where the building is right now, that's where that's going to go. I'm going to have a fence around the whole thing. And then I've got this here, the tracks that are going to come in, and it's going to go 2 tracks through here for the crane. And that's going to be like right there. Can't wait to do that. Haven't been able to cut some wood. Obviously, like I said, it's been cold. And you'll see the white stuff. There's a huge crack there. Crack there. And then also right along here, yes, I see that one. This actually isn't in there permanently. I have to fix that when I go to do the fascia. But I wanted to just make sure this crack here was filled so that I can put some track down permanently here. This is the first siding, which goes behind the Via station there, or the diesel house. Diesel house. It's the first siding that I have, and it's going behind the diesel house. See? Neat. And I can park cars there, and I've got a little bumper at the end there. It's not, the bumper's not permanent because I still have to paint it, but the track is down, and there are feeders that I have for it somewhere. I think it's behind there. Yeah, so they're just hanging down right now because I have to yeah. So I'm going to have to wire them up with a switch so that power isn't always going to that track. Just because if I happen to park diesels on it, I don't want them all turned on at the same time. I've got a bit more to do here. I need another switch. Most of these ground throws here, they're down. They're good to go. And they work. Let's see. Still doing a bit of work up here as well. The paper mill. I've got one track down there. You can see I've got all my pulpwood cars. Well, there's 2 of them, or 3 of them anyways. I've got another one over here, the one that Greg just recently gave me. Thanks, Greg. Shoutouts to Greg F. Go check out his channel. And I've got 2 more that I have to do. One's going to go down the middle between the buildings, and one's going to go into that building there. So, fun stuff. Just need more track. But thought I'd work on the main stuff first. Same thing with the whole yard here. There's going to be lots of track work in here. I've got switches for it, so that's no problem. But I will need lots of this flex, and I just spent like, I think about $60 today on flex track to do that entire section and that entire long section there. So yikes, $60, and it got me like what, 6 pieces? Whoa. But either way, I'm getting there. Moving forward, I'm just kind of clearing this out here because eventually I'm going to have the wood platform so that I can start doing the buildings. That's why I'm starting to clean it out, and that's why those are there, because I have to raise this entire area up. So getting to it. It's probably one of the next little projects I'm going to have besides building this thing here, that little pad. But follow this around here. Another kit that I've been building is the bus station, because once I raise this whole thing up here and get all the tracks down and whatnot, the bus station is going to go in and around here with the train station up here. I still need the backdrop for this. This part here, train station, it's not really a priority right now. I've got, if you can kind of see, I've got the track and it goes to here, and that's wired. I don't think it's powered to anything though. Nope. So there's There's still power that goes to it though, because my connections are good. But yeah, that still needs a bit of work. And I just thought I'd try something out here. I'm probably gonna do a city type scene along here. That backdrop, like I'm gonna have a nice backdrop along here, something to make it seem really city-like. I'm hoping. Not much room, so I'll probably have to do like paper buildings, and then just tape them, or not tape them, glue them to the backdrop here. If anybody has any recommendations for like building printouts, let me know, because I definitely don't know any, so that'd be cool. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that there just to kind of see. It's all going to be raised up, it's all going to be like that high, so just trying to make it look like it's a city scene. Probably have like a crossing here, like a road crossing, and then I'll have all this raised up. Other than that, I'll need to put in the tracks here for the ethanol plant, but not until I finish that there. Getting there, it's a slow process, and you know, getting the track and whatnot. Running trains around. I've been running them. You can see the GO train. That's where it starts, and it goes all the way around the top, and then it comes all the way down, comes all the way back along the bottom, all the way around over the bridge, under the, or in the tunnel, and then it usually goes around and then comes up to about here. And it works. So far so good. I haven't had any major issues. I mean, sometimes there's coupling problems in this area because it's grade, it goes up and level and then down a bit. I'd have to upgrade a bunch of my stuff with KDs. Tunnel is good so far. I get some derailments on like the switches, like in here. Not every car does it, only some. And I had to raise up the tunnel a bit near the back there. You can kind of see where it's kind of cut out a little bit. Things that are taller were kind of rubbing. I know that these were little antenna things on the caboose, and I had some issues with some of my longer cars, like they would rub along the sides because, you know, even the locomotive there. But should be okay. I did fix it, so going forward, hopefully there's no problems. When the guys came over, Dave was nice enough to hook up my wireless, because I'm still like, you know, not very good with JMRI and all that, and he's pro, so leave it to the pro. And he was nice enough to come over and hook it up for me, and did all the computer work. So now I can run trains wirelessly with my phone, and anybody who comes over will be able to, you know, do the same. So that's cool. Go Digitrax. But yeah, things are looking good. Kind of rambling. I'm gonna get back to work because I've got lots and lots and lots to do. besides getting to run the GO train at last, I was able to also pull out my LRC and my LRC cars here, and I was able to do a trip around the layout with those as well. It's good to see that everything's still in working order, even though I've barely touched anything in the past couple of years. Just kind of matched them up here. I had found at one point a Rapido B unit. It is a dummy, but it still has the detail of a Rapido unit, so I was still happy about that. And I was able to add the 3 cars, 2 of which I had originally, and 1 that Greg had given me recently. Again, shout out to Greg. And then my final LRC car there, my special test paint scheme one, which I need more of because it looks odd just having the 1. But yeah, I was able to go around the layout with those, and I'm starting to pull out more locomotives. As you can see, I got my GP38 there. I'm starting to add, buildings, getting the feeling for things. I found more switches and more of my bumpers here. So these are all ready to go over to the train station, and you can kind of see I'm already starting to mock up my train station to go above the track area there. That's it's going to be one of the next things I work on, and also getting the like the backdrop put up there, painted blue, and then also raising up this section as well. A bit more. I can go a little higher. Well guys, that was awesome. I got to finally run some trains, and it's nice being able to use the rolling stock and whatnot that I do have. It's been a while since I've gotten to even try out my LRC train, so just being able to throw it on the tracks and have all the cars, now that I've got the 4 cars, it feels like a full train. It really does. And thanks again to Greg for finding that LRC for me. It's most appreciated. And then also with the GO Transit, obviously I love Go Transit, so having that out there as well, it's really cool. So I hope to do more of these, more run-bys. I'm going to continue to do my layout updates for you, for sure. Eventually it's going to move past the build and then more into the scenicking. I know I've already done a little bit of that, but I want to get into like a lot more detail with what we can do, how we can make things look more realistic. Hopefully trees. I would like to do some trees. I think that would be probably the most irritating but fun part of doing you know, a layout and scenicking. So stay tuned for that. Eventually I want to get to that at some point, but with that, I got a couple of shout outs. I usually do about, I'm going to do about one every video now, just to give credit where credit is due. A lot of subscribers, they go unnoticed, or you know, they're there, and you know, they deserve the recognition for the work that they do, the contribution to model railroading, the community, YouTube, and obviously they've done things that affect us in positive ways, and you know, they deserve a shout out, a recognition, because you know, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have the inspiration to do the things that I do with my layout. So it's a big thank you to all those guys. So first up, this is normally this is a different kind of circumstance. Like I said, normally I do one, but I'm going to do two. So I just want to give a shout out to Vinny. Everybody knows him as Vinny, or BNSF 6951. Heard that his mother passed away on Friday, and I just want to send out my deepest condolences. I know it's not easy in the slightest, having lost a family member. So I just want to send out my condolences to him and his family. We're all thinking about you. Thoughts and prayers out to you guys. On a different side note, I wanted to extend a shout out to Etobicoke Central Railways. Again, their descriptions are going to be in the link below. Etobicoke Central Railways. His name is also Chris. We're a dime a dozen. Let me tell you, Big CW, me, it's a, I don't know. Anyways, that's a Chris thing. But go check out his stuff. Go subscribe to him. Last time I checked, he was at like 70 subscribers or so. He deserves way more than that. You should follow his videos. They're well choreographed, planned. I don't know if you want to call it choreographed, but he puts a lot of thought and effort into his videos. But not just his videos. His layout is awesome. Like, his detail, awesome. He does a lot of interior building designs, and it's awesome. I don't know how he does it. I wish I could do it. I want him to do some for me. If you're watching, Chris, please. And also, he runs a lot of CP, CN, Go, and I'm sure there's a few others, but those are the ones that I've seen so far. But yeah, I just wanted to extend that to you guys to go check him out. Give him a like, give him a sub, and you know, he's awesome. He's a really nice guy, and he deserves a lot more recognition for the work that he has done, because it is awesome. So thank you, Chris, and that is this week's shoutouts. So next time, I don't know who it's going to be yet, but definitely I'm going to be looking for some people to give that recognition to, because they definitely do deserve it. And it could be you, or that guy over there. Who knows? But that's it. That's all she wrote. That's everything for this week. Go home. If you're already home, stay there. Go out somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Go to the train store. But I got a train to catch. So I will see you in a week or two with another update, maybe a review. I don't know yet. I don't think that far in ahead. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, my non-watch that I'm not looking at here says that it's time for me to go. So see ya.